Hi guys, it's Mimberly and welcome back to the channel. So for those of you who've just come from my Caleb pooling video, welcome back. Caleb has not come home, or at least he didn't on the standard. I just found out that the 5-star crate actually does have Caleb's 5-star memories in there, but I'm going to wait because I want to see which one I get first and then take it from there. But we're going to start playing a story. Now the first one's infiltration. Now that word scares me. But yeah, we got sucked into this thing last time. My vision goes dark. Everything blurs as the universe finds a strange stillness in its chaos, and then it fades to nothing. A strong resonance pulses through my body. It stirs fragmented memories that drift like fading apparitions. A pale planet appears. It's strange, yet familiar. And then there's an overwhelming force as silent as a black hole. It's a massive artificial eye. Yeah, I don't like. Yeah, that was quite some memories. It's been a while since I dreamed about the explosion. Looking back, those roaring flames feel like a surreal, distant nightmare. The searing heat in my dreams is still vivid, but the pain in my heart is gone. Maybe it's because the ether core within me has achieved full power. To investigate and deal with anomalous incidents related to the ether cores, the association secretly began Operation Ether Ordeal. Over the past few months, we swiftly and discreetly handled numerous anomalies and documented information about a new ether core. We termed it the Spatium Core. After completing several investigations, I learned how seemingly unrelated issues were connected in surprising ways. Silas's brief absence gave the forces who coveted the ether core in the M109 zone an opening. Silas, come back, I miss you! Xavier's former teammates, who have gone separate ways, possess cutting-edge protocore technology, and their goals extend beyond just targeting Xavier. The strange black crystals are deeply connected to the old battle, causing Zane's nightmares to worsen. And the watchful eyes of some secret observers, Raphael was first to quietly search for this power sealed within the Tome of the Sea God. When traced back to their source, these unrelated threads are connected to one massive entity. Ever. The limited amount of evidence we have also suggests that Ever was the true mastermind behind the Bloomshore District explosion. Gonna fuck somebody up at Ever at this rate. Christ.
It's been a week since the explosion in the Cascade District. The Farscape fleet still has that region under lockdown. No updates, no details revealed about the investigation. The public is demanding answers.
Is the new fleet colonel defying the Hunters Association by prohibiting hunters from investigating? Would you say tensions are rising?
I wonder who that is.
Deal with those reporters.
Understood.
The entire garden has been blown to bits. Hey, rookie, go investigate.
Yes, Captain. I don't know why we're there. The fleet uniform doesn't quite fit me. I subtly roll up my sleeves and push aside the rubble as I make my way into the garden. Uh-oh. The energy trail I can resonate with is faint, but it's similar to the one belonging to an ether core. The source must be over there.
It's gonna rain tomorrow evening, and all traces will be washed away. Make sure to be done.
The garden is in ruins. I bend down to dodge the fleet's officers and crime scene investigators wearing white gloves on the other side of the hedge. It's right behind these bushes. The burnt vines twist through the vegetation. The silent oppression swallows even the faintest of sounds. Behind the layer of leaves and petals, it's as if a small hand darts among the tangled branches. I quickly reach out, but my fingers touch another scorned wall. That brief, vaguely familiar feeling, familiar energy fluctuation ripples through the air before vanishing. I knew it. Knew what, Mimsy? You wanna stick with the plan here? Oh, status denied. Sun Hunters Association, a Skyhaven branch. A metaflux explosion occurred at the Villa Area 6, Cascade District, Skyhaven. 2 young siblings were home, one was injured and hospitalized while the other is missing. The parents are unreachable. The Skyhaven branch suspects an ether core at the site and requests assistance from headquarters for the investigation.
The dispatch request for the explosion incident has already been denied. And I know the details of this case are almost identical to what happened to you.
Leaning against the control desk, Jenna slides a holographic screen in front of my eyes.
Rushing to Skyhaven at this critical juncture isn't a wise decision. If I suggested you don't get involved for now, would you consider it?
No. I'm sorry, Captain. Seeing the glaring denied on the screen, I try to calm myself. But even if it's unrelated to that incident, it might involve the Aether Core. There's no reason for the association to object.
It's not them who are interfering. It's the Farspace fleet's doing.
I wonder why. This Farspace fleet?
Skyhaven is a floating artificial island that consumes a large amount of energy. The fleet controls its power supply, which grants them a substantial amount of authority. Their new colonel, who's still in the Deepspace tunnel, is concerned about the confidential information related to the fleet. And so he prevents hunters from investigating.
AKA Caleb don't want us to go anywhere near him. Now I'm going to quickly put my phone on Do Not Disturb. I'm scared you guys are telling me off in the comments already. Oh no. Understood. I won't go as a hunter. I'll also avoid any conflict involving the fleet. Seeing my unwavering determination, Jenna shows a rare instance of exploration. She sighs.
In other words, you'll encounter more than just wanderers, should you choose to enter Skyhaven. If you're sure about this, then I can approve your request for a long vacation.
Thank you, Captain. Jenna coming in clutch, man. The day I arrived in Skyhaven, coincided with new fleet candidates reported for duty. They formed a neat line along the transfer platform. While hidden in the shadows and thinking about how to blend in, I received unexpected help from a recruiter who decided to desert. In exchange for my silence, I took her place and successfully moved into the temporary living quarters for new candidates. When tasks were assigned, I relied on these candidates' burning ambition for flight duties, so that I was left with the unwanted ground support role. And it happened. As a result, I was brought to the explosion site in Cascade District. I never imagined I'd find myself in Skyhaven for a reason like this. Caleb. A cold metal chain touches my neck. It's the necklace I once gave to Caleb. I miss you.
Find anything, rookie?
With a stern expression, the captain walks over. I come to my senses and shake my head. Captain, I haven't seen anything suspicious.
Keep your eyes peeled and give it another once-over.
If you miss anything, it won't be just you facing the consequences when the Colonel's starship returns.
Yes, Captain. I don't know what's with this new colonel. Since he's button heads with the association, it's probably better to avoid him. I definitely sensed an Aether Core earlier. If they've blocked off the area because of it, I need to move fast. I have a question, Captain. Usually explosions like these involve casualties or people who are severely injured. How can there be individuals who have gone missing? How did the fleet confirm this? Also heard that we weren't sent here to test for traces of...
Don't poke your nose in places where it doesn't belong. Mind your own business.
Okay. As expected, everyone in the fleet is keeping quiet about the circumstances surrounding the explosion.
Captain, a suspect just appeared. He showed up in HQ.
What did you just say?
The Colonel's starship will be on the HQ's runway in 10 minutes. Command issued an emergency order.
Oh shit.
We need to head back and deal with the intruder before the Colonel returns.
They're already here. If things get too chaotic, I might be able to use it to my advantage.
Colonel, everything is ready. We'll be landing in Skyhaven without a problem.
Do we have any leads yet on the traitor who almost sank us in deep space 3 days ago?
I'm afraid not. Maybe our navigation was off. It could have also been unexpected turbulence.
It's the uniform. I'm trying not to fangirl too hard because Kate's sleeping, but...
This trip was a test for the new fleet colonel. The old guard are looking forward to me not coming back. Unfortunately for them, I already danced with death once.
Oh.
I won't die again. It doesn't matter if you succeed or fail. You've chosen treason, so the consequences are still the same. You don't need to return to Skyhaven.
Oh yeah, he's definitely changed. Oh my god! Oh my god, that cutscene was badass! Okay, Mim, calm down. Calm down, it's fine. He's not gonna take over from Silas. This is fine. Oh my god. Okay, above the clouds. Oh Christ, I'm scared. Ah. Fleet Base Command Center. Oh. I need my tea to get through this. Right. The fleet's command center is located in the highest guard prison station in Skyhaven. The island itself is surrounded by bright sunlight and cold air. A tall, thin man stands at the edge of the runway, his right hand raised like a tree touching the sky. It trembles in the wind. The sniper had already taken position before we arrived. The suspect is clutching a detonator in his right hand, so they haven't taken the shot. Captain, he's wearing a fleet uniform. Is he one of us?
Storing weapons in his private arsenal and placing explosives in residential areas. Those are boys to provoke outsiders so they'll be dissatisfied with the fleet and the new colonel.
All units, the chance to prove yourselves is here. Pull yourself together, maggots!
I wonder who this suspect really is, and if he holds important information about this mysterious group.
They made me. The fleet forced me.
The fleet made him?
Look at the poor bastard. Driven mad by spending too much time in the deep space tunnel. Block all entrances and exits. Make sure no one sets foot on the runway.
Following the captain's orders, the entire runway is quickly surrounded in an impenetrable net. Suddenly, a loud buzzing fills the air. Oh, he's back! Oh my god, I'm scared! Oh, and he's got the sunglasses on. No! Oh my god. Why am I so scared? Oh. Under the spectacle of lights, the new fleet colonel who's been widely discussed steps out the sleek black starship. In an orderly fashion, he approaches the man at the edge of the runway. His words are muffled by the wind.
Joseph, you were chosen to be the pilot of a year-long deep space tunnel observation mission. Your outstanding performance 3 years ago was proof of your capabilities.
His voice sounds familiar. The crowd blocks my view, and I can only catch a glimpse of the figure through the gap. His silver armband reflects a dazzling light.
You would have enjoyed the privileges befitting a skilled officer after your return. But 2 months ago, your wife and child died in the fleet's brig.
Oh.
Believing you revealed the fleet's secrets during your mission, you put your family under house arrest. They had died as a result.
You went crazy.
You're the person behind the Cascade District's explosion, yes? And you were trying to make a statement to the fleet by attacking its members.
You know why.
Joseph sounds as if his vocal cords have been torn, his voice unpleasant to the ear.
And yet the information I collected tells a different story. After your mission ended 2 years ago, you were suffering from the effects of long-term exposure to cosmic radiation. Your memories were severely affected. Hence, you received a prescription for the psychotropic drug Cybazin at the medical center. But you went ahead and increased the dosage on your own.
Oh god, and that's never a good thing when you increase your own dosage.
You probably weren't aware that a Cybazin addiction can lead to cognitive dissonance and confusion. That's why, after your overdose, you accidentally killed your wife and child.
Oh.
When you recovered, you created a lie to escape from the pain of what you've done.
Oh my god. He speaks calmly, and then everything becomes quiet.
No, that's not possible. You made me do it.
He's not gonna say reason.
You planted a mind control device in me. It's that chip.
Joseph's hoarse voice is interrupted. Reality instantly distorts behind him as a black hole appears, his edges blurred.
Enough. You don't need to defend yourself anymore.
As soon as the Colonel finishes speaking, the man and the detonator are consumed by the black hole in the blink of an eye. It quickly closes, and the clear sky reappears once more. But now the edge of the runway is empty.
Lock down the command center. We still have an unidentified traitor with us.
The order is cold, and everyone snaps out of their gaze. My palms start to sweat and my heart races. There's only one thought in my mind. How did he know? He just got back from the Deepspace tunnel. Could he really know what's happening on the ground too? Since no one's paying attention, I quietly turn around. Oh! But before I can move, I feel as though 1,000 grams have been dropped onto my shoulders. I can't move. This evil is... Caleb, please. I'm really just going out to buy some snacks. I'll be fine.
It's raining. And did you forget how you came back home injured? That was when you went out to buy snacks too. You should stay here.
She's clocked it. It's also the gravity evil? The sound of footsteps stops behind me. A long shadow is cast.
Don't move.
The moment the voice speaks, my blood freezes. It's not because I'm scared. I heard this voice before. I know this voice.
I'll immediately start an investigation into her identity.
No need. I'll do it myself.
My mind goes blank, as if the noise around me has been filtered out. Caleb. Okay, I'm not fangirling. You are? No, I'm not ready. I'm forced to sit in a chair used for questioning. Restraints emerge from it to secure my hands and feet. I'm scared of this. This is the interrogation room on the fleet starship.
The Colonel will question you himself. Good luck.
I like how they're wishing me luck. I think I'm gonna fucking need it to get through this. After the door closes, a harsh, incandescent light shines down from above. Oh. And another light behind the one-way glass window opposite of me turns on. I can only see a blurry figure.
I'll start asking the questions. Please cooperate.
The icy air in the interrogation room gnaws at my chest. I take a deep breath and try to calm down. Colonel, I'm a small fish. Why are you personally interrogating me?
You deceived the entire fleet with a fake identity. Can you really be called a small fish?
I'm just a baby.
Do you know what happens to people who pretend to be a fleet officer?
Despite figuring out who I am, you didn't attack me. Instead, you brought me to an interrogation room. Either I committed a more serious mistake than pretending to be an officer, or I have a secret that piques your interest. Oh, she is getting sassy now. I like this. The light behind the glass wall flickers twice and the silhouette vanishes. He enters the room without missing a beat, his military boots touching the alloyed floor.
If you understand the situation, then let's go ahead and have a nice chat.
Hi.
Is it really you?
Show some respect to the Far Space Fleet's colonel.
Shit.
That means he's definitely part of that group. How can a stranger look so similar to Caleb? I can't believe it.
It's Caleb, Mimsy.
Sir, have we met before? You seem familiar.
You're wrong.
But you look exactly like someone I know.
Watch your mouth. There's more than one pair of eyes observing you in this room.
The camera. If he really is Caleb, could there be a secret behind all this?
All right.
Smart move.
Oh,
good.
God.
Let's get started then.
I'm scared. I'm
What is
genuinely
this?
scared.
An interrogation, of course, and a thorough inspection.
Oh!
That's...
Not my gun!
Once we're done here, I'll return it to you.
It belonged to someone from my childhood. He died in an explosion, like the one in the Cascade District. I miss him. Sir, can you tell me something? If that person hadn't died, would he support me even now?
In the Far Space Fleet, there are only soldiers and officers.
Then, what about you? Will you support me?
Do what you're told and don't cause any trouble. You won't get hurt then.
Yes, Daddy. I didn't know how to react with that. Oh, and now he's collaring me.
What's this?
It's a mood tracker.
Oh, Christ.
The cameras in this room will scan your iris and facial movements before sending the data straight through a terminal. That, along with the monitor's information, will be analyzed to gauge your emotional stability.
What emotional
In other
stability?
words, there's a catch. You can't lie, no matter what.
You...
It's necessary.
I have no
Be
emotional...
obedient and it'll be over before you know it.
Right, okay. A mood tracker for my emotional stability. He obviously does not know me very well because I don't have any. Oh my god, this is uncomfortable. Oh my god. Okay.
Did you pretend to be an officer just so you could investigate the Ether Core? Be honest.
What? He knows about the Ether Core? But... I don't know.
I told you before, you're not allowed to lie.
I didn't.
Recently, there was a large energy explosion in the N109 zone, related to an Ether Core. At that time, you disappeared without a trace and didn't check in with any organization, but you weren't punished upon your return. Our intel suggests you were in the N109 zone.
Yeah, I was with my daddy.
I don't understand.
Allow me to remind you that we are in Skyhaven. We're above the clouds, and even the World Evol government has to abide by the fleet. Your survival here, and your chance of being able to leave this place alive, depend on your honesty and willingness to follow my orders. I will ask again. Did you come to Skyhaven for the Ether Core?
Yes.
Is he really Caleb?
I think he is.
Answer me. Remember, the camera is watching. You must tell the truth.
The camera. He's reminding me that there's surveillance, so I can't say anything. I'm telling the truth. I'm not related to anything involving an Ether Core.
This is your last chance.
I don't know anything.
You passed.
God, that was too tense for my own good.
You...
Surprised? Sure, it's been a while, but you already forgot about me?
It's you, right? Caleb.
Is there another me in the world?
Nah, because the way that he literally just changed personalities from, like, you know, hard, really commanding, intimidating Colonel to softy Caleb.
Scare you?
Give him a hug.
It is you. Caleb. I must be dreaming.
It's me. It's okay. I'm back.
I'm not crying, you are. Oh. Oh my god. I'll always find my way back to you. Oh god, we're already on number 7? Jesus. Not him sending me a text as well. Since you're... Ever wonder what different responses you might have gotten if you made different choices? Now, with the rewind feature, you can visit them again. Oh, that's cool. Since you're used to this account, let's keep in touch. Staying on this one. So you've never forgot your login details. Does that mean you saw the text I sent you before? I haven't used this account in forever, and I switched devices, so I missed a few messages. What did you send? You can still tell me now, and I'll still respond the same way. I sent a lot of them after that happened. Yeah. A lot of time has passed since then. I forgot about it. If they're painful memories, maybe it's better to forget them. I promise you'll never have to go through anything like that again. Will the promise expire? Is 100 years long enough for you? Don't worry, I won't break my promise a second time. I'll always find my way back to you. My little time telling bird at home hasn't been keeping track of time lately. Oh god. I'm curious. Right, Solace, I love you.
I'm not too busy right now. Tell me, what's bothering you? We can figure it out together.
We need to figure out what our relationship is, buddy, but...
I was waiting for you. Where have you been? You said you liked this place, so I figured I should check it out. It's your secret hideout?
No, it's just where I spend a lot of my time
like there's one more person
poking.
who'll keep your secret.
I spend a lot of time poking Solace. Oh my god. I can't do anything! It is so weird seeing Caleb now. And he's wearing the necklace. Oh! Okay. Gentle gaze. Oh god, I don't think anything about Caleb is gentle at the moment. I'm not gonna lie, that colonel thing scared me.
Oh, don't be afraid. It's all right. From now on, we'll be living together.
Does this mean we'll never be alone again?
Okay, I hope that they pull this off right so it's still like the childhood best friend thing and not the brothers thing.
Yes. Starting today, I'll be your grandma.
Grandma. In the empty void I see, everything is like a painting's white background that is seconds away from being drowned in a sea of colour. There's one exception, the figure standing before me who's strikingly clear. You, who are you again?
It's okay if you've forgotten. I'll remind you.
He holds my hand. With a radiant smile, his eyes gleam like sunlight.
I'm Caleb. I'll always be by your side.
My mind returns to the present. All I can see is a greyish-white glow with a metallic chill. Caleb sits opposite me. He reaches for the first aid kit as he holds my wrist, which has marks from the restraints earlier.
Most of the fleet's meds work immediately. It might sting. You need to tough it out.
His tender care is completely different from the cold, intimidating facade he wore in the interrogation room. God.
What's up?
I need to be sure that it's really you.
You still can't believe I'm back?
No! He gently holds my hand.
Do I need to do a formal introduction?
You look too good in that uniform. That's my problem right now. He meets my gaze, and his voice softens as mirth appears in his eyes.
I'm Caleb. I'll always be by your side.
God damn it. Those familiar words and kind voice are truly unique. I exhale, my racing heart finally calming down. You were scary in that interrogation room, but now... I shake my bandaged wrist and then slam my hand down on the bed next to Caleb. When he's about to stand up, I get in his way again. It's my turn to interrogate you. Why didn't you contact me and you're a colonel now? How's Grandma? What happened after the explosion? I still am convinced that Grandma's dead. So, what happened at the explosion? The police and the Hunters Association had said...
I don't really remember. It was like a dream, to be honest. When I woke up, I assumed it was connected to the ether core.
So you already knew it?
I just knew. That's all.
Why didn't you contact me? And you're a colonel now? You survived. Why didn't you contact me?
Well...
He turns to look out the window. The night sky resembles a dark, flowing river.
If I didn't join the fleet, I would have been abandoned.
Abandoned?
That's just how things work, Pipsqueak. So, I couldn't contact you. I can't bear to imagine you being put through that pain again.
Caleb isn't exactly interested in explaining, so I don't press him. What matters is that he's alive. How's Grandma? If you're here, she must be okay, too?
I'm sorry. I couldn't protect both of you.
Yeah, she's gone. I thought so. As Caleb's gaze loses some of its light, the faint hope in my heart breaks.
Alright, let's move on. You might start crying again if we don't.
Oh, shut up.
We finally reunited. If Gran knew, she'd want you to cheer up.
Caleb closes the first aid kit and stands up. He returns it to the cupboard.
After all that interrogating, shouldn't we relax? You've been running around all day and must be exhausted. Let's get something to eat.
It is so surreal.
Colonel, the captain of the 3rd Squadron would like to speak with you. He suggested solitary confinement for the traitor you captured.
Come back to me when the bauble around his neck grows a brain.
Caleb, you're being really strict.
Strict? Me?
Yeah. His armband shines. Maintaining a stern expression, Caleb returns to my side. Oh my lord.
I haven't even disciplined you. And your cover's so good that you're living in the officer barracks?
I mean, you can discipline me in some ways. He helps me off the bed. Cradling my injured wrist, he inspects my body from my shoulders down to my waist.
Pack up your stuff. You can stay at my place, you know. I don't live at HQ, so you'll have more freedom to move around.
Ah. Awesome. But I'm still a traitor to the fleet. It might be weird if I'm suddenly accompanying a colonel everywhere. He lowers my wrist and taps on the other one. Understanding his intentions, I turn around my back to let him check my back. It drew even more attention. Some people might even question your authority.
Hold on. Are you being considerate on behalf of your fellow fleet mates? Or do you actually want me to prove your guilt so you'll be locked up?
I mean... Once the inspection is done, Caleb moves over to face me.
Don't worry. If anyone dares to question your identity, tell them you're my new adjutant.
Oh. So you wanted me to use your influence anyway?
It's an order.
Where's the yandere vibes? It's scaring me. I got it in the back of my head. He chuckles. Taking off his hat, he places it on my head.
The colonel's whereabouts are classified. The same goes for the people around him. If rumors could threaten me, I wouldn't be wearing this armband.
Remind me not to piss off Caleb. Noted. Caleb's personal aircraft carries us away from Skyhaven's main island, and we go to the surrounding guard stations. Gold sunlight traces the crystalline lines across the viewport. In the crammed cockpit built for two, I tell him everything that happened when we were separated for several months. The researchers being killed after another, the documents Grandma left behind, and the ether core within me. Since Operation Ether Ordeal and the Spatium Core are confidential, I omit the details related to the Association's investigation. Caleb, the one who's pulling the strings as ever. Behind his goggles, Caleb's gaze is unreasonable. He grips the control stick and expertly guides the plane through the clouds. I understand. Let me deal with it for now. Shit. Please tell me we didn't tell him about Silas, because that would be kind of awkward. 10 minutes later, the scenery projected from the starship's camera shifts to a floating fragmented island. The starship slowly descends and passes through an invisible barrier surrounding the landmass. In front of us is a spacecraft-shaped building.
Here we are.
Oh wow. Fancy schmazzy! The white glow from the entrance lamp disperses the darkness. The entire room is flooded with light. I hand my bag in the closet by the entrance before running my hand along the cabinet. Look at all this dust. Caleb, you didn't invite me over just so I could clean your house, right?
This place is usually empty, and I rarely stay here. Of course, it's not exactly pretty. Move.
Make me! Holding a few jackets he took from my luggage, he lightly nudges my foot.
Only the toiletries are left. Go ahead and sort out your stuff. Oh, actually, hold on a sec.
Why? After tossing my jackets aside, he takes my finger and presses it on the door's lock.
How long are you staying in Skyhaven? If you're not in a rush, why not extend your leave for a few more weeks?
Hey, Loki. Hunters don't get summer or winter vacations. Captain Jenna let me take some time off, but it's not because I don't have anything better to do.
I almost forgot. You already graduated from Hunter School.
Yeah, I did.
New fingerprint entry completed.
Oh, he's given us fingerprint
login.
login.
You like.
How many does this place have if you're asking me to pick one? Oh, God. I follow Caleb into the living room. The house is spacious, nearly empty in fact. The decor is simple and consists of muted colours. Also, I'm just noticing there is a slight bit of a bakery there. It's devoid of life. Caleb, are you planning to live in Skyhaven?
Why do you ask?
Doesn't this mean we'll be separated again?
You don't want that to happen, right?
No. Well, I'll be busy since I'm a hunter. I'm just giving you a heads up in case you'll miss me. After navigating through the several doorways, I stumble upon a bedroom with comfortable lighting. I stop before it.
Yeah. Without our wanderer-chasing hunter, we'd all be doomed.
Caleb leans against the doorway and looks inside.
Like this room?
It seems cozy.
Okay, then.
His lips curl into that familiar, teasing smile as he heads towards the kitchen.
Think about what you want to eat for dinner, and your personal chef will make it.
He is trying to contend with Silas right now, and this is not... I don't know how to feel about this. Really? I catch up to Caleb and jump. I wrap my arms around his neck. Make all your specialties. Braised pork, sweet and sour fish, pork chops.
Do you actually want to eat all that, or are you just naming all the menu items? You have quite the appetite.
You not met me, I'm fat. With my weight on him, Caleb pivots before putting me down.
You don't need to help out. Just relax in the living room. Oh yeah, just so you know.
What?
That room you claimed is mine.
Oh. Whoops! He claimed his bedroom? Oh dear. Oh, I'm not gonna lie, that interrogation is still in my head because that was hot, the way he's done that. Visitation? What do you mean? After dinner, Caleb insists on clearing the table himself. He tells me to rest and he'll get my bedroom ready soon. I hesitate for a moment before deciding to ask him about the explosion incident. Just as I reach the terrace, thunder roars from outside. The sound alone makes me jump. Maybe it's because we're closer to the sky here. Seeing Caleb's busy figure, I calm down a little. Caught by his gentle gaze, the words stick in my throat. I can only say a random sentence. I want a soda. Caleb sets aside, creating a path for me to get to the fridge. Do you want one? He doesn't decline, so I offer him a soda can.
You're gonna move your hand when I try to take it. I'm not falling for that again.
Stop acting like a baby. I'm done with those childish antics. Caleb reaches out, but I quickly move my wrist so the soda avoids his fingers. Haha, you! Before I can finish, the soda falls from my hand, and Caleb effortlessly catches it.
Talk about immature.
We toast, our cans clinking against each other. Another roar of thunder startles me, however, I choke.
Still a scaredy cat?
Caleb can't help but chuckle. He pats my back. And as if recalling something, he looks out the window into the light.
I thought you weren't afraid of it anymore.
What do you mean? Caleb sets down the soda and brings up a tablet that controls many of the house's utilities. The curtains are shut, which protects the room from the storm outside.
Remember your astrophobia from when you were little? Didn't you usually hide whenever thunder rolled in?
Maybe it was because thunder sounded too much like a wanderer's roar. I was still terrified of it for months after the Chrono Rift catastrophe had ended.
At first, I thought you were playing hide and seek with me. But then I saw you were just frightened.
You always remember the minor details. But eventually I became immune to it.
And who should we thank for that?
I look up. With his eyebrows slightly raised, Caleb grins, and reflecting on those memories, I pretend to be clueless. We should thank my resilience.
You ungrateful pipsqueak.
Caleb teases me and pinches my nose. Chuckling at my reaction, he lets go. Of course, I remember that whenever there was a storm, regardless of whether it was during the day or the night, he always stayed by my side. I didn't dare to fall asleep, but Caleb always covered my ears until I dozed off. The thunderstorms trapped him, the most popular kid on the block inside the house, so he had to seek refuge with me in various hiding places. No one else knew it was me that was trapped home, and Caleb was the one who broke that magical cage. Caleb, why were you always the first person to find me? It didn't matter whether I hid in the closet or the attic.
You probably have a telepathic connection.
You just got lucky every time.
Yeah, and? Doesn't matter if I'm lucky or not.
Sentimentality grazes my heart's surface. My hand that's resting on the fridge subconsciously twitches. Why do I feel awkward all of a sudden? I mean, isn't telepathy usually something twins have? Like the ones who are involved in this incident? Thinking of those two that were affected by the explosion, my voice lowers. Over the next few days, there wasn't any progress in finding Kevy, and his sister Mia is still recovering. Caleb,
You still want to investigate?
Caleb has read my mind. I hesitate for a moment before nodding. Kevy is still missing, and I need to know if Ever is related to that explosion. If Ever is involved, there's a good chance I'll get important info that's connected to the Ether Core. Kevy might have already been marked as their target.
The fleet will handle it. And even if you doubt them, can't you trust me? Since you're on vacation, why not just kick back and relax in Skyhaven?
Yeah, that's not something Mimsy does. But Caleb! His sister must be worried sick about him right now. She probably just wants to be with Kevy again. I'm already your adjuvant. I promise not to cause any trouble. If anything bad happens, I'll take full responsibility. Ouch! Something hits my head, but it's not a light tap or a smack. Caleb has a serious expression on his face.
What are you even saying? I always have your back. Don't even think about drawing a line in the sand. Take care of yourself. Do that, and you can investigate whatever you want.
Okay, thank God he is not giving off the yandere vibes because, oh my Christ. So after everything draws to a close, can you come home with me?
I remember you saying you'd be fine by yourself. But it seems like you still want someone with you.
I'll worry about you if we're always separated.
Is that the only reason?
Oh. He shifts his gaze down after suddenly using a softer voice. Oh no. I'm scared. The fridge door is slightly ajar, but Caleb's hand rests on it. I'm seemingly trapped in this confined space. A cold breeze brushes against my shoulders. The faint glow of the refrigerator casts shadows in the depths of his determined, steadfast gaze.
Is it just because I said I'd always be by your side? I'm just messing around. What's wrong? Cat got your tongue?
Mm-hmm. Feeling the tension dissipate, I pretend to be annoyed as I push him away and change the topic. Oh. Move. It's so cold being in front of the fridge. If I get sick, it'll be your fault. Amused, Caleb willingly backs off.
All right. I'll keep my distance. It'll be like there's an ocean between us. You stick to your side, and I'll stick to mine. Don't worry. You won't have to remind me twice.
Christ. Caleb has returned to my side. I should be relieved, happy even, but I tossed and turned in bed that night. As I open my eyes, the bright morning light filters through the curtains. A warm glow is cast on the bedside. After staring at the dimly lit ceiling for what feels like an eternity, I wearily get up. The house is silent. It seems Caleb just left. My breakfast, still warm, is sitting on the dining table. I notice a note tucked underneath it. Your highest priority is resting and enjoying your meal. Everything else comes second. I smile as I fold the note, and when I sit down I get a voice message.
Did you eat breakfast yet? I'll be sorting some things out with the fleet. I'll pick you up later.
Yeah, okay. I finished eating my breakfast while going over last night's plan in my head. Alright, it's time to visit that medical center. Willow Medical Center, inpatient department, 9th floor, room 903. Mia. Thanks to Caleb's support, I quickly find the place where Mia is recovering in. It's been said that Kevy and Mia are very close. She's the key to finding him.
I'm terribly sorry, Adjutant. The patient has just recovered from being in critical condition. Visits are prohibited unless her primary care physician authorizes it. This applies to fleet personnel as well.
Could I speak to the doctor then? The nurse looks me up and down. There's a hint of suspicion in her eyes.
Dr. Jones is busy with meetings with a visiting team of medical specialists. The earliest you can schedule an appointment with him is next week.
That's bullshit. I understand. Mia is in a precarious situation right now, but with the hospital's strict security measures, her safety is guaranteed at least. I find myself walking to the elevator and my gaze falls on the directory sign. The administrative offices are on the 16th floor. If Dr. Jones is in a meeting, he might be on this floor. Ding! The elevator door opens. While engaged in hushed conversations, several doctors step out. I guess I can only try my luck upstairs now. Just as I'm about to enter the elevator, a familiar voice cuts through my train of thought like a blade of frost. Zane? Oh, Zane! Oh no, we're being multiple characters? Oh no, Zane! The figure wearing a white lab coat turns around, and when our gazes meet, he adjusts his glasses. Surprise flickers in his eyes. Hey! Is this the confidential schedule you talked about 2 weeks ago? Don't worry, I'll experience memory loss once I'm back in Lincoln. At the vending machine, Zane gets himself a latte. He gives me a bottle of pear juice.
If I'm not mistaken, a few days ago you said the association ordered you to take leave. However, I didn't think a medical center in Skyhaven was a vacation spot.
Oh my god, I'm so happy to see him. Well, he slightly tilts his head back to sip his coffee and frowns because it wasn't sweet enough. He scans the department signs on the floor.
You don't have to explain why you're here. It's obvious.
I sigh and give Zane a rundown of the situation. I figured I could talk to Mia and see if she knows anything about Kevy.
Mia is no longer in critical condition. She should be able to receive visitors.
Do you know Mia?
Her primary care physician used to be my colleague. He mentioned her during his visit. Since Mia was exposed to a metaflux explosion, I checked her heart to ensure she's all right.
How is she now? Uh-oh.
Her physical recovery is going well, but she was badly shaken by the accident. Mia still displays signs of avoiding the outside world.
Oh no.
But you talking to her might help ease her nerves.
Yeah, because I have a way with kids apparently. If it's possible, I'd like to try. Zane taps the folder containing medical records, and then he looks at me.
Give me a second. I'll ask. Dr. Jones, you have a moment.
A few minutes pass, and then Zane puts his phone away. Under my hopeful gaze, his expression softens as he nods.
Follow me. I'll check on Mia's condition first. And if she's all right, I'll ask her.
After receiving the visitation guidelines, I take a deep breath and follow him into the hospital room. Fucking Zane coming in clutch, man. In the pristine white room, a young girl around 10 years old sits on the bed. Her face is covered in bandages.
Mia, the nurse said you drank some milk today. That's good.
Mia turns her head without responding. With a blank stare, she looks out the window. Zane crouches down by the bed. He gently touches Mia's elbow.
Since you listened to the doctor and the nurse, it doesn't hurt as much now?
The little girl slowly blinks, silently acknowledging Zane's words.
We're waiting for the pain to go away. Do you want a reward?
I want to go home.
Her soft voice, tinged with sorrow, resounds in the quiet ward. My heart feels a slight pang, as if that voice reached out to me, urging me to move closer. However, I hesitate, unsure of how to start a conversation. Seeing that Mia has noticed me, Zane speaks in an even gentler tone which radiates reassurance.
She's my friend. A skilled hunter who saved many children like you.
Huh?
It's unclear of which of Zane's words affect her, but she slightly stirs. Hello, Mia. Zane kindly observes, stepping back only when he sees Mia doesn't flinch at my response. Do you want to talk? Mia hesitates and nods. Relieved, Zane and I exchange looks. Zane leaves the room. On his way out, he taps my hand, silently telling me not to stay for too long. Thank you, Zane. Taking a seat beside the bed, I tenderly hold her hand. Mia, what you went through? I also experienced that. You must be really upset. Her small hand slightly twitches in response to my words. Do you miss your brother, Mia? Her empty eyes flicker with emotion. She's about to cry.
Is he dead?
Her eyes are filled to the brim with tears. Don't worry, he's probably just hiding.
But I always find him. I can't this time.
Your brother wouldn't just leave you. He probably got into a bit of trouble. Can you tell me what you saw before the explosion happened? I might be able to help. She stares at me, and just as she's about to speak, a knock interrupts us. A person wearing glasses and a dark-coloured uniform enters. He has the Far Space Fleet's insignia on his armband.
It seems the Colonel forgot to inform us. What brings you here, Adjutant?
His scrutinizing gaze watches over me and I look away. It seems today won't go according to plan. The Colonel has his reasons. Just do your job. I'll stop by next time to avoid any trouble. As I'm about to leave, Mia suddenly calls out to me.
Miss?
She retrieves a burnt dog plushie from behind her pillow. She sounds nervous when she speaks.
Thank you for visiting me. Can I give you Lucia as a present?
Oh, Lucia, is this dog plushie? Sure. Oh, that girl was so sweet though. Oh, my heart. Oh, I love doing YouTube as a job sometimes. Veiled Sanctuary. I'm going to take a quick break, so bear with me because I have a few DMs I need to answer. It's going to take me ages to edit, I know it. Cool mist rises slowly from the lawn, leaving only a shadowy outline of the hospital's wings streamlined with white architecture. I squeeze the dog plushie named Lucia. I'm genuinely puzzled about what Mia's intent is. Is this just a gift?
Have you made any progress?
Hi, Zane. Zane sits down next to me. He gives me a cup that's filled with a drink. I don't know what it is, though. Is this milk tea, a health drink, or a fruit slushie?
Warm water.
He calmly looks over before lowering his head, and then he gently squeezes the dog's plushie's cheek. As usual, he delivers his dry humor with a straight face.
Furrowed brows, pursed lips, and a scrunched up face. All symptoms of severe dehydration.
There's no way my face is... I quickly relax my expression, but my brows furrow again upon seeing Lucia.
Mia clung to this plushie from the site of the explosion at the medical center. Now it's with you. What did she say?
I said I'd help her find her brother.
Kevi?
Zane pauses, his thoughts drifting for a moment before he shifts slightly. His tone becomes more solemn.
Something or someone must be behind his disappearance. However, by getting involved, you'll have to confront people who are also searching for him.
I know. While the Far Space Fleet dealt with the culprit behind the explosion, the whole thing feels too similar to what happened to me. I'm not sure, but Ever must be involved somehow. Kevi must have something they're after, or there's a secret they're desperate to keep hidden.
The closer you are to the truth, the closer you are to danger. If you truly thought this through.
Once they make their move, there will be a second time and then a third. I can't just stand there and watch the same tragedy repeat itself with these two.
Aside from Ever, there's another curious matter. I studied in Skyhaven and worked at Willow Medical Center for a while. As a result, I'm familiar with the general atmosphere of this place. But I've noticed how different it is from what I remember.
What are you trying to say?
The fleet. Back then, the fleet wielded a considerable amount of influence beneath a modest facade. They spent most of their time carrying out exploration missions in the Deepspace tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
A majority of the people who worked here for 7 to 8 years had never seen what their vessels looked like. This sort of large-scale operation where their forces have been deployed on the ground is unprecedented.
If there's another reason... Even if there's another reason behind this fleet's large-scale operation, with so little information available to me, it's hard to determine their role in this instant. I'll keep a close eye on the situation. But for now, I need to find Kevy as soon as possible. He's been missing for a while now, and he could be in danger. Zane nods and looks up at the dark clouds in the sky.
Did you find any leads?
It's been a week since the explosion. The fleet must have searched through every nook and cranny of the explosion site and the surrounding area. If they can't find him, Kevy must have either been taken away by someone or hiding in an even more secluded place. While the latter seems unlikely, I look at Lucia's big wide eyes. Did Mia give me a clue?
Let me take a look.
I give Lucia to Zane. He scrutinizes it for a moment before tugging its charred tail. There's a burst of static before a voice crackles from the plushie.
Where are you hiding? I'm done playing.
Mia, you're so silly. I'm in our secret base.
But we said not to hide in the secret base. You're cheating.
Noticing my surprised gaze, Zane picks Lucia back, places Lucia back onto my lap and strokes his head.
I've seen similar toys with sick children.
I knew it was a smart move to turn into a doctor. I carefully pull Lucia's tail and listen to the conversation again. Then I realize something. Maybe Kevy hasn't been taken away. He might be hiding. Is this secret base his hiding place? I turn back to look at Zane and speak.
Don't. I'm tired of hearing that.
I'll buy you dessert. When we're back in Lincoln, I'll buy you the latest item on Maltosio's dessert menu. I suddenly recall how Zane had taken several consecutive days off after returning from Chancia. It's something he rarely does. You've already used up some of your vacation time. Will you be busy later? I can get the dessert to go and give it to you at the hospital instead.
This is the first time I've heard of someone inviting another out for dinner by using a complaint.
I'm afraid I'll bother you when you're busy. Zane leans back, studies me for a moment, and then reaches for the cup of warm water. His expression remains undiscernible.
I suppose what you need isn't water, but something that's more than lukewarm.
What do you mean? Noticing my confusion, Zane slightly tilts his head in response with a smile that carries amusement and resignation.
We both have to deal with challenges, one after another. If we want to see each other, then there will be moments like this where we can sit together, no matter how hectic things get.
He lifts Lucia's head and the plushie stares at me with his dewy black eyes.
Once you help Mia, take some time to think about what you'd like to eat with me.
I am so shocked that we're getting Zane time. Oh, can we please have a situation where we go to the M109 zone with Caleb or something and we bump into size, because that is going to put me in a very awkward position and I am ready for that to be a thing. Following the explosion, the Farspace fleet uses wanderers as their reason for sealing off the area and evacuating all residents within a 2-kilometer radius. Maybe the week-long search has led them to believe Kevy is no longer in this neighborhood. No fleet officers are stationed here tonight. The charred ground reveals several sets of footprints, all disorderly. Many have passed through this place. Kevy. As I enter a backyard, I see a scorched swing and a slide that's reduced to a metal frame. I pause before carefully tugging Lucia's tail. If Kevy is still around, he might hear this. After a few moments, I notice faint sobbing. Suddenly, a familiar energy fluctuation ripples through the air. Behind the suburbs of Terran reality, around half a meter wide, materializes. A timid little boy emerges. He's hesitating. Realizing I'm not his sister, he tries to run away, but I quickly call out to him. Wait, Mia sent me. The boy freezes. He turns around, but his head's still lowered. He's unwilling to meet my gaze.
You shouldn't come any closer. Don't look at my face. Have I become a monster?
Granulated crystals seem to be growing around his eye sockets, almost engulfing his whole face. A few months ago, I saw this sort of phenomenon in the M109 zone with those monsters and in Kansas City. Maintaining my composure, I touch the crystals on his face. A sharp pain shoots through my palm, but the growth stops. Just as I thought. I've seen this before. You're not a monster. You're just ill and need to get treated as soon as possible. She's recovering in the medical center, and after the surgery was over, there haven't been any problems. I take Kevy's hand and wipe away his tears. Right now, she's worried about you. Kevy, can you tell me what happened on the day of the explosion? How did you manage to stay hidden? The secret base you have with Mia? Comforted by my words, he stops sobbing. He slowly withdraws his hand and reveals something to me. In the center of his palm is a tiny crystal fragment. This is... A familiar energy reverberates in my heart and I slowly exhale. It's the last spatium core fragment we've been looking for.
When the explosion happened, Mia and I were playing hide and seek. I was in our secret base while she was outside. She couldn't find me. I was hiding for a couple of minutes. Then I heard a loud bang and blacked out. I was protected by this thing that Mom and Dad left.
Kevy looks down at his palm. The protocore fragment emits a gentle, soft glow. Your parents left this?
Yeah. They also said I need to take care of Mia. And that I shouldn't be found and use this to hide whenever I'm in danger.
So this fragment can create a space, the secret base you and Mia talked about? Lowering his head, he nods.
After the explosion, I slept for a long time. And when I woke up, I wanted to find Mia. But there were people outside looking for me.
Who were they?
I don't know, but they were dressed like Mom and Dad. Mom and Dad said that when they're not around, I shouldn't trust those people or go with them. I can't trust anyone.
This must mean Kevy's parents knew there were people in the fleet who wanted to harm them. I bet other groups are also involved. At this point, letting the fleet find Kevy might not be for the best. I touch the black crystals on Kevy's face. He slightly flinches from the pain. But even if we only consider his health, Kevy can't stay here anymore. Maybe having him leave Skyhaven temporarily is the only way to ensure his safety right now. In that case, a Hunters Association, which has been kept out of these events since the beginning, will be a reliable safe haven. I know you're in danger and that you really want to see Mia now, but you need to keep this fragment safe and hold on to it for one more day. I'll make the necessary arrangements and return to get you as soon as I can. Kevy is quiet for a moment, and then he pats Lucia's head and nods.
Can you tell Mia something for me? I'm okay. Tell her not to worry.
Bless. That kid, honestly, the fact that the kid had the last spatium core fragment that we were looking for is actually baffling. Okay, right now I'm cold. I need to go throw a jumper on. Plus the fact I'm pretty sure this might be a little bit too low cut for YouTube. Unexpected. Okay. What's unexpected? That's what's scaring me. After leaving the area that's under lockdown, I call Zane. Zane!
Don't rush. Speak slowly. Did you find Kevy?
Oh. Game, please don't crash. Thank you. When his voice comes through the phone, it's almost as if a warm hand is soothing my troubled mind. Yes, he has a spatium core fragment. He's been using its power to hide himself. He's also infected with something that involves those black crystals, but his condition seems slightly better than what we saw in the patient at Chanzia Hospital. In Chanzia Hospital, Zane and I had arrived at a preliminary conclusion. The ether core's power doesn't cause transformations like this. Someone is responsible for creating these crystal-related diseases. And assuming that's the case, they're deliberately turning people into monsters. After I reveal this conclusion we never really discussed before, the other line is silent for a few minutes.
A few years ago, I witnessed something similar. That person was my friend.
William. Recalling my conversation with Zane in the Arctic, a guess forms in my mind. Was it the one who died in Mount Eternal? It couldn't be because...
Yes. After that incident, we learned that under extremely special circumstances, when Wanderers strike, their attacks cause energy crystals to grow in the afflicted area. They corrode the human body and grow a sort of shell over it. Once that happens, the victims can lose their sanity within seconds and uncontrollably lash out at anyone around them.
Some of the vague relationships between a few things become clearer. Zane's secret research, the small outers at Dr. Noah's home. Your research with Dr. Noah in the Arctic involves this, right?
It does. Based on your description, Kevy's transformation hasn't truly started. But it's hard to say if we should delay our attempts to treat it.
I have a feeling that if he stays in Skyhaven, something unpredictable and grave will happen.
I'll find a way to transfer him to Oxo Hospital and ask Dr. Noah to come back.
I was just about to ask that. Where can you pick up Kevy?
The hospital can't reach his guardians, which could be a problem. I'll have everything arranged by tomorrow night at the latest.
Then I'll bring Kevy to you at that time.
There's one more thing. A necessary reminder, so to speak.
Oh, God. He pauses before lowering his voice.
Since Kevy has an ether core fragment, it's possible Ever will keep looking for him.
Yeah, agreed.
When caring for others, you must be mindful of your own safety.
Sure. Before coming here, I thought I had grown stronger. I thought I'd be capable enough to handle the challenges that awaited me. But I didn't expect them to become even more difficult. Fortunately, I've never had to face them alone.
Perhaps I'm also doing this for myself.
After the call ends, my beating heart finally begins to calm down. I look up at the moonlight hidden behind the dark clouds. The night is still, with no wind or rain, and the stars shine brilliantly. I suddenly wonder, is Zane also looking at the same night sky right now? The lieutenant's appearance at the medical center today means the fleet is keeping Mia under close surveillance. I need to avoid them if I want to bring Kevy there, which means I need to keep this from Caleb somehow. During my trip back to the station on the floating island, the previously peaceful sky suddenly becomes dark and gloomy. Thunder roars in the distance. It might start raining again. My phone has several unread texts from Caleb. Where are you? When will you be back? I'm at the supermarket. What do you want to eat for dinner tonight? Oh, God. As I scrolled through them, the fact that Caleb is truly back sinks in.
Everyone's on edge because of the explosion in the Cascade District.
The Deepspace tunnel's been acting up again, and more wanderers are showing up in Skyhaven.
I send over my location coordinates and then it starts to drizzle. I join the crowd out under the overpass. The atmosphere grows heavy with an eerie chill. A figure clad in black, half their face concealed by a high collar, appears. Their greenish grey hair is loosely tied.
Excuse me.
Don't like this. But they don't move. Something's off, so I move to the side. Can I help you?
Yeah, you can.
All of a sudden, there's a small explosion nearby. The scorching heat throws me back a few meters.
It's a wonder!
Run!
I steady myself, covering my nose and mouth with one hand and waving away all the smoke with another. The stranger is still there. He pulls down his collar to reveal his face. With a forked tongue and white slit pupils, he grins mysteriously as if knowing this would happen.
Has anyone warned you that a unique hunter like yourself could get into some real trouble around these parts?
I don't like it. And I have the cat for comfort. He moves like a greyish-green serpent. Was that Xavier? His fingers change into blades as they swipe past my cheek. Okay, never mind. I thought for a second that was Xavier. I barely managed to sidestep him. He attacks again, aiming for my throat this time. He's tough and quick. I distinctively lean back and narrowly avoid the silver blades. I pistol whip him, the gun landing a decisive blow on his head. Hearing that satisfying sound, I know I did a good job. I turn around. From the broken remains, wire and metal bits burst out along with a bunch of tiny bolts.
You're annoying. I can't hear anything now.
The man touches the broken part of his ear before tossing the short-circuiting implant into the drain.
If I take the ether core from you, I can trade it in for an ear with some nice bass. But
the scattered electrical equipment is sucked into a metal flux surge as it spawns several strange-looking wanderers.
Oh, let them have some fun.
Is this some kind of transformation? My hand moves behind my waist. Amidst the dirt and rain, a bright red flash materializes. A wonder that has lunged forward is sent back flying several meters. What attacked it was An apple? Caleb. Having found its mark, the apple continues on its gravity-defying trajectory. I turn my head. Cradling his phone between his ear and shoulder, Caleb grabs an apple from the paper bag he's holding. He throws it up and catches it in his right hand.
The supermarket wasn't having a sale on produce today, and my bullets aren't exactly cheap.
He used a fucking apple. Caleb! I raise my gun and swiftly position myself beside him. I keep an eye on the wanderers approaching us.
This isn't a game. I won't let you charge in alone.
Don't underestimate me. I can pull my weight in a battle just like you now. Don't bite your mother. Don't bite the hand that feeds you. Oh god. Thank god auto battle is a thing. Meanwhile, while this is going on, I got time to sort you out. What is your major malfunction? Oh, this is pretty.
This is...
Like, I did not expect to see Zane.
Target is within range. Commencing circle.
Not the way he just throws the guns like a fucking boomerang. Badass. Fucking badass. Okay guys, so I've just played through the battle. I'm not gonna lie, I'm beginning to get a little bit tired. I literally got the video for the Xavier story branch on render and then went to bed and then woke up again at 6. So I'm literally working like 3 to 4 hours sleep. So I'm gonna leave this part here. We're gonna continue with this later on today. So keep an eye out for part 2 and I will see you guys very, very soon. Take care. Bye.